It got closer. I think because Morris brings a toughness that they didn't have. A guy who can score the basketball, who's having a great year with the Knicks and come in now.
44% from three.
Yeah, so a guy that can actually, extend the floor. And they can play small now, which is more important. And then he can get through the season. And we know Kawhi's not playing. You just talked about that real quick, not playing. So now they can rest him even more if they have to, rest Paul George. They'll be in the playoffs fresh. So they've closed the gap. But the difference is, in this series, if people really look at it, to me, LeBron's having unbelievable years, playing terrific. I love the assist. But against the Clippers, he needs to be the old LeBron, get 30, 35. You know what we saw against Golden State when he gets 35, 40 points? To beat the Clippers in the 7-game series, he can't be the passive LeBron, hoping everybody else makes shots and play the game with the triple-doubles. No, you got to go get it. And I think if LeBron puts that mindset, they're still even.
So it's very interesting. So you said the Clippers closed the gap a bit. I think that the Lakers are the team. When the question is posed, how wide's the gap? On a lot of shows, people will talk about the gap between the Clippers and Lakers, but it's flipped.
As the Clippers.
Despite the fact the Lakers have had the better record all year, they have the best player of the two teams. They have the best second option of the two teams. They have an easier path to the NBA Finals because they're the 1 seed. They're right now positioned to have home court. Despite all that, people have been trying to speak into existence LeVar Ball style. No, the Clippers just must actually be better than what we've seen up to this point. And it's very interesting if you're on NBA Twitter, the reaction Saturday night. The Lakers got more criticism on Saturday for a narrow win over Golden State than the Clippers did for getting blown out by a team that hadn't won in a month in Minnesota. And by the way, that was a game Kawhi was playing. That wasn't his weekly rest game. He actually played, and they got beat by what? What'd they lose by 30 in that game? I'm sorry, 27 points. Let me give them full credit. Listen, the Clippers are a very good team, but they did not address their biggest issue at the deadline. Their biggest issue is the lack of a rim protector. The Lakers didn't address their biggest issue at the deadline, which is another ball handler aside from LeBron. The distinction is this. In the playoffs, the Lakers can just say, LeBron, you got to play 42 to 44 minutes. And he has shown the ability to do that. The Clippers can't say, Montrez, we need you to grow 3 inches. They can't say, Zubac, we all of a sudden need you to be a legitimate rim protector. So I don't think the Clippers can solve their biggest issue. The Lakers can solve it simply by saying, hey, LeBron, greatest player ever, we need you, and even in year 17, to be that. And he has shown the ability to do that.
Just only against the Clippers. I mean, every team, different teams he can play differently. But against the Clippers, he has to impose his will. He has to go to the block. He has to post up. He has to be aggressive on the offensive end. He can't be the point guard, LeBron, against the Clippers if they want to win. They need him to be up there. And obviously, I disagree with you a little bit as far as ball handling. I just think LeBron James hasn't given the Rondos, the Avery Bradleys, those guys an opportunity to really handle the basketball. He's been real dominant, even more so, I think, this year than before in the past, where his ball handling, where he's given a little to Kyrie and allowed Kyrie to make plays. He hasn't did that a lot this year with these guys, whether or not he doesn't trust them or he's just in that mode right now where he feels like he's trying to do something that he hasn't done in his career, and that's lead the league in assists.
What does it say about the Clippers that despite whatever they've been going through, there was some discontent earlier on, there were injuries they had to deal with, no real chemistry because Paul George started late and Kawhi doesn't play that much, all of that, they're still kind of right there on the Lakers' heels.
Yeah, they're
Does that
really good. No, because they've got 2 of the 12 best players in basketball. They've got a good, maybe it's a touch overrated, but a good coach. Lou Williams is extraordinary at his job. You have guys that know their roles. Listen, just because I don't think the Clippers are the best team in basketball, just because I want to trust the evidence we have of the 53 games, 52 games, depending on how many you've played, doesn't mean I don't think they're a good team. But I do think they are judged by a different standard than the team in the same city in the Lakers. When the Lakers lose, we talk about it as if, okay, what is wrong with them? When the Clippers lose, even that loss to Minnesota is horrifying. That loss to Minnesota, you cannot, I understand Minnesota hit 25, 26 threes. That was, but everyone told me, the Clippers are going to be a dominant defensive team. You just let Minnesota score a $142. D'Angelo wasn't even playing yet. And we just, again, okay, who cares? We'll see him in the postseason. We'll see him in the postseason. I just don't buy it.
The Clippers got a couple problems. One, I'm playing this game, and Nick, you got to get some rhythm. And Kawhi Leonard, to me, is killing himself not getting any rhythm. Playing one game, sitting out two, playing one game. I don't care who you are. Look at LeBron James, 17 games in. He plays every game because he's trying to get a rhythm, get himself in the best possible shape, condition to make a deep run in the playoffs. You got to play basketball. Can't play 65 games, 60 games, and think you're going to be able just to turn it on come playoff time. It's not going to happen like that. Morris gives them some depth now if they want to do that. And the reason why the Clippers winning, they don't talk about it. Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell having career years. I mean, Lou Williams has been consistent throughout his career, but they're playing great basketball. Pat Beverly's been consistent when he's on the floor. So they're getting great play from other players. But the two main guys, they've been good, but they haven't been great. They're not up for MVP. You know, they're not like, killing the league. So they got to improve as far as getting Kawhi on court, getting him into a rhythm where he's playing basketball more. Stop the load management if you want to win a title, because anything can happen.
They're not going to stop the load management. And the Clippers right now would be potentially facing Houston in round 1, facing Denver in round 2 on the road, and then if you get through them, facing the Lakers in round 3. And I understand there's no travel for that series, but if the Lakers-Clippers play each other, those are 7 home games for the Lakers. Laker fans are going to buy out that building, which is another issue the Clippers, now there's nothing to do about that, another issue the Clippers are going to have to deal with. I feel like there is this, it's so odd what's happened. Kawhi, because of his sensational playoff run last year, which, by the way, he trailed off in games 5 and 6 against the depleted Golden State Warriors, but he was sensational in round 2 against the Sixers. He was excellent in round 3 against the Bucks, and he was great in games 2, 3, and 4 against Golden State when Toronto took control of that series. But we give him more of a benefit of the doubt for what he's going to do in the postseason than LeBron James, who the last time we saw him in the postseason, after playing all 82 games, hit 2 game winners, had 2 dominant game 7s, and averaged 34, 9, and 9. In a playoff series, who do you trust more? The greatest player we've ever seen, or second greatest player we've ever seen, or Kawhi? To me, that's not a question.
No,
it's not a question.
It's LeBron James right now. You still got to trust him. And everybody had a tough last couple weeks, and we're trying to put a grade and say, oh, the Lakers are back to the pack. They're still playing great basketball. Obviously, LeBron, I think when it comes to the Clippers, I said again, he just has to change his mentality and become the LeBron James that we saw in the finals against Golden State. And, he has to be that aggressive.
And they have to be able to close. In the 2 games they played against the Clippers, they've been tied going in the fourth quarter both times. They've lost both games. They got to close better against those teams. I also wonder if people, have you seen, Twan, what the Raptors are doing? They're 39 and 14. I think they've won, 14 in a row?
14 in a row.
Seems like it's a pretty good team still in Toronto there.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.